purpose, didn't you?
We need to get to the bridge. From there, we can use the captain's neural implants to initiate an overload of the ship's fusion engines. The explosion should damage enough systems below it to destroy the ring.
If you hang around this intro area long enough, some sentinels will come in and to investigate, but I decided I didn't really want to linger around there for like a minute, so let's just go on ahead. Once again, hole you're supposed to climb down with flood carrier forms in it. There are 4 carriers this time, so make sure you hear 4 explosions before you hop down there. Easy stick. Kill all 4 sentinels at once, just like that. Hello, by the way. Welcome to Level 10 of Halo Combat Evolved, the Maw. Don't worry, this level is much better than the previous one, although I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. That might be, well, still pretty fun. Sometimes these Flood will have a shotgun or a pistol, so I'm just scavenging around. One thing that's fantastic about this level is the music, that's for sure. But if you don't get a pistol or shotgun beforehand, yeah, got kind of lucky there. That guy could have totally killed me, but he didn't feel like firing for some reason, I suppose. I didn't get a Magnum, but got plenty of shotgun ammo, that's for sure. As you can see, this is another kind of repeat level, I suppose. Back in the derelict remains of the Pillar of Autumn, the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. Yeah, as you can hear, you definitely want a plasma pistol because there are some Covenant here, including some Hunters, yeah. But, of course, Halo 1 Hunters are nothing to worry about at all. However, this next firefight can be quite difficult. If it wasn't obvious, all the Covenant for the rest of the game are going to be Spec Ops Covenant, so definitely a step up in difficulty. Alright. You want to... sometimes the Hunters will be in the cafeteria area, you want to lure them out here just so they're not in the way. Temporarily, you want to just grab double pistols to take out the Covenant in the cafeteria. Wow, a really difficult firefight with grunts and elites in the cafeteria. You know, we've been here before, huh? Fucked up that stick. That's okay. Fucked up that overcharge, but there's actually 2 health packs in the room right behind me. You may have seen them earlier. Now, don't be fooled by the music cue. There's actually a second wave of Spec Ops Covenant. Speaking of changes to the Covenant, you may have noticed there were no Jackals in the last level, and indeed there aren't going to be any Jackals in this level either. We are done with Jackals, thank God. Oh, there's also some frags over here if you need them. Now, what I do is kind of a mistake. Don't bring the shotgun in here yet, because, you know, we're fighting Spec Ops Covenant, so there's going to be a lot of explosions, of course. And I almost lose the shotgun, and I have to spend a while bumbling around for it. So just leave the shotgun. Once you get a foothold, this fight isn't so bad. But I kind of play badly. My ego is trying to get me to like stick these guys when I should be just overcharging better. Yeah, definitely go for the grunts first because the fuel rod guns devastate the Covenant squad when you trigger that explosion. I didn't mention it before, but Spec Ops Elites, they are actually equivalent in shield strength and health to Plasma Rifle Zealots. Also, something really funny happened there. I killed him mid-throw, so the grenade got stuck to his grunt friend, and that wiped out the rest of the squad. Also, there's another health pack right here.
The bridge. We made it. Let's get to work.
So keep the dual pistol set up for a little while longer, just in case. There's a Spec Ops Elite standing here. This is a really easy stick. So easy even I make it. But just in case you have the dual pistols. Be a little careful here, because there's 2 fuel rod grunts camping both of the entrances to the bridge. Like, I took out the one on the left, but there is one on the right as well.
This way.
Yeah. So be a little careful there. There's a part very similar to this in Halo Reach, like 2 fuel rod grunts camping both sides of a very narrow passage.
Into the control systems. The terminal is located next to the main view screen.
When she says that, that tells you all the Spec Ops Covenant are dead, so here is where you want to go back for your shotgun. And also, grab a fresh plasma weapon, doesn't matter what it is, just as long as it has like a decent amount of ammo. We're going to be ditching the Magnum for now. That shotgun took me several minutes to find because I misplaced it. Well, or rather, because the explosion misplaced it, because I put it into the room. You do want to make sure that the Magnum is in the bridge area, so you want to juggle the Magnum.
I leave home for a few days, and look what happens. This won't take long. There. That should give us enough time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance between ourselves and Halo before the detonation.
I'm afraid that's out of the question, really.
Oh, hell.
Ridiculous! That you would imbue a warship's AI with such a wealth of knowledge? Weren't you worried it might be captured? Or destroyed?
He's in my data arrays, a local tab.
You can't imagine how exciting this is! To have a record of all of our lost time! Human history, is it? Fascinating. Oh, how I will enjoy every moment of its categorization! To think that you would destroy this installation as well as this record! I am shocked. Almost too shocked for words.
He stopped the self-destruct sequence.
Why do you continue to fight us, Reclaimer? You cannot win! Give us the construct, and I will endeavor to make your death relatively painless and...
At least I still have control over the comm channels.
Where is he?
I'm detecting taps throughout the ship. Sentinels, most likely. As for the monitor, he's in engineering. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do.
How much firepower would you need to crack one of the engine's shields?
Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why... Okay, I'm coming with you. Chief, Sentinels!
And this is why you wanted the plasma weapon. So you can either run back or duck behind this little thing here. I'm a little slow because I'm a little out of practice, I guess. But yeah, you shouldn't lose any health there. You're playing well.
The ship was heavily damaged when it crashed. Head to the cryo chamber. We should be able to get to the engine room through there.
Incidentally, a record of all our last time human history. Just saying. Just saying. So, the reason that you wanted to bring the pistol into the bridge is because the door to the cafeteria closes, and then that other door full of blood opens up. So, you didn't. Whatever weapons you left behind are now gone forever. Even if you did remember to touch them. Not that the Magnum is super useful. It's just it's probably the shotgun is more important in this scenario. It's just nice to have a backup Magnum. Another Flood Covenant shootout. This one can be a little tricky. for sure. There's some hunters and a Spec Ops Elite. The Spec Ops Elite is obviously the main threat. So I'm trying desperately to get him before the hunters aggro on me. But if you could pull the hunters back into that armory room, that's good too. Just so they're out of it, like this one. Yeah. By the way, most of the guns in the armory are out of ammo. Here's where I kind of make a mistake. I actually get hit by a hunter, and then I kind of forget that I have the Magnum, even though the whole reason I brought it here was to deal with hunters. And I almost die because I forgot the Magnum. It's not a huge deal though. You'll see, yeah, because you can see the health pack right there. That was close. But luckily, Spec Ops aren't. If you have a shotgun and you can kind of corner them, they're not so bad. When you hear that whirring noise, that means there's sentinels, so you probably want to backtrack a little bit for a plasma weapon. This is where the Magnum's particular usefulness kind of comes to an end for Halo Combat Evolved. These are Sentinel Majors, actually. They're kind of a rare enemy type, aren't they? They only appear a handful of times, like maybe one other time besides this. And you know, the end of 2 Betrayals. I feel like 3 times, I think. Now, me, for once, you know, because there's a fresh plasma rifle right there, these are just regular Sentinels. So, even less to worry about. For once, I should have taken the time to take out these infection forms, because this next little shootout is probably one of the harder ones. It's probably the hardest in the mission this whole segment. First of all, you have some Sentinels fighting some Flood. You can take this out however you want. I'd recommend. Excuse me. I'd recommend taking out the Sentinels first. Just because they are probably the bigger threat to you in this particular instance. Now, there's a spawn trigger in this room for a second wave of Flood, but I forget exactly where it is. I thought it was you just had to touch the second floor, but that's not it. Doing that does spawn a second wave of Sentinels in the control room up above. So I was partially right. So this is me bumbling around confused. These ladders are weird, by the way. You have to climb them by like moving up on the joystick. It's very odd, and this is the only time in the game you interact with these ladders. Kind of a weird mechanic. But yeah, once you have to like get close to this control room area, and then that's when the second wave of Flood spawn. I accidentally fall off and basically fall right in the middle of a bunch of Flood, and I die. And because I didn't kill those infection forms and get a check, they blocked my checkpoint. I had to go all the way back there. But, and you know, I didn't learn my lesson. I didn't clear them out the second time. But I did get back here for the first attempt. And this time I'm ready. But, you know, once you have proper elevation, the Flood aren't anything to write home about. I only jumped down to get a refresh on my plasma rifle, but I accidentally grabbed the Magnum and then I got hit by some Flood. But to be clear, the reason I originally jumped down was to refill my plasma rifle, because I gotta fight some Sentinels. Now, that's not actually the hard part of this room, that's the easy part. Now, you go in fighting some Sentinels, but in that doorway in front of me, a huge wave of Flood is about to come charging, and it's another one of those stupid pseudo-infinite spawners, where the Flood just keep coming and coming and coming until you push up. It's a little hard to see, but there's a health pack in this room. Definitely want to come back for it after you clear the pseudo-infinite spawner. but they throw a lot of carriers at you. Tight corridors, so there's grenades everywhere. Definitely don't make it easy to push up. Now, it might be a little hard to see, but there's actually a rocket launcher in this hallway, but it's weird. That rocket launcher, if once you like trigger the despawner or the spawner to shut off, the rocket launcher despawns too. So I was being a little greedy. I was just like debating whether to push forward or to grab the rocket launcher because it makes an upcoming shootout a lot easier. I get greedy, and then I actually die to infection forms. And because I didn't clear out those infection forms earlier, I had to go all the way back. But I finally learned my lesson. I cleared the map this time. I got that checkpoint. Now let's see how to do this part actually correctly. This time I decide, I would like to have the rocket launcher, but I can definitely improvise. This shootout's tougher anyway. And I didn't want to go back again, so I might as well just push forward. Oh, sorry about that. It was a bit of help. This time I'm not taking any chances, get these infection forms away from me. And if that wasn't mean enough, they put a second pseudo-infinite spawner right there. You can just run past it, but I'd recommend clearing it up because you get a nice little overshield prize if you do. But yeah, you could just run away from it to the left. I'm going back for the health pack just so I can be at full health. Oh, don't worry about any flood behind you. They kind of de-aggro if you get far away enough from them. Kind of an old game. But yeah, ideally you'd have the rocket launcher. But it is a little tough to grab, so you can definitely manage with a plasma pistol and a shotgun.
Over there!
Get more Spec Ops Covenant. One cool thing about this game is all the different multi-faction battles. You weave in and out between Flood, Sentinels, and Covenant. Pretty neat. Another health pack over here if you need it. As you can hear by the noise, this one is a battle between Spec Ops Covenant and Sentinels. This is the last group of Sentinel Majors in the game at the end of that hallway. As you can hear, there's some grunts, but I think besides the one I killed, the Sentinels killed the rest of them, and then there's 2 Spec Ops elites and then 2 hunters. You want to kind of draw the hunters into this hallway so they're out of the way. Halo 1 hunters, nothing special about them. Now I have an overshield, so I can be a bit reckless. So I push forward because if enough of those Sentinels are dead... Oh, by the way, there's an armory here. Stock up on shotgun ammo. I'd recommend picking up the rocket launcher here. Although you'll notice that door open, but there's no enemies. How strange. You might see the gimmick already. Yep. Stealth Covenant, or Stealth Flood. Even in the final level, they introduce a new enemy, but it's kind of a gimmick enemy. They're only in this one room and nowhere else. Completely optional, too. You don't even need to come in this room. Anyway, if enough of those Sentinel Majors are dead, a big Flood infinite, pseudo-infinite spawner activates, and a bunch of Flood come from that way. I figured I'd just run past...
located. We're here.
Alert. You probably
the monitor has disabled
the
all
Flood
command access. We can't restart the countdown. The only remaining option is to detonate the ship's fusion reactors. That should do enough damage to destroy Halo. Don't worry, I have access to all of the reactor schematics and procedures. I'll walk you through it. First, we need to pull back the exhaust couplings. That will expose a shaft that leads to the primary fusion drive core.
Alright. This is the closest thing to a final boss fight that Halo 1 has, I suppose you could say. Oh yeah, you may remember that Guilty Spark is in the engine room, so he's floating around taunting you throughout this whole sequence. Basically, like Cortana is saying, we need to hit each of those panels. That'll unblock the engines, and then we can fire a rocket or a grenade into the engine and blow it up. We got to do that 4 times. Now, each of these hallways is a pseudo-infinite spawner, but they're kind of small, so it's not so bad.
Good! Step 1 complete! We have a straight shot into the fusion reactor. We need a catalyst explosion to destabilize the magnetic containment field surrounding the fusion cells. Use an explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If you run out of explosives, there is an armory station located near the engine room's entrance.
Now, the enemies in this part, the Flood and the Sentinels,
Analyzing. Fusion reactor number 1 destabilizing. Use explosives on the other 3 reactors. That should be enough to trigger a wildcat explosion of the engines.
the Flood and the Sentinels in this part actually are infinitely respawning, so don't worry about killing them. One of the few actual infinite spawners. As you can tell, you gotta do some platforming if you fall off. It's one thing to keep in mind is that when enemies are shooting at you, Master Chief will drop like a rock. So try and stay out of the line of fire. I just missed that jump because I'm bad, but that does give me an easy shot to the engine core without the Sentinels messing me up. I had a friend who was curious about my strategy for this part. Honestly, what you do, just ignore the Sentinels. The Flood will take care of them. If the Sentinels are really bothering you, you can just come into one of these hallways and grab a plasma weapon, but honestly, just focus on the Flood and the engines, just ignore the Sentinels. If you, if they start firing on you, just duck into a hallway and then wait for the Flood to start shooting at them, and then take the opportunity to, activate a panel or shoot into the engine core or whatever. That makes this part a lot easier. This part actually isn't too bad because there's tons of health packs. There's at least 4 health packs in this room, probably more.
Surrender the construct to me, or I will be forced to take you offline permanently.
I panicked there because I thought that was the Sentinels, but it was just an infection.
Keep it up. Only one more fusion reactor to go.
Now, yeah, the reason you might be wondering, well, why don't you just grab a plasma pistol and then throw grenades? Well, grenades are a lot harder to aim into the cores. This is much easier with the rocket launcher. Even if it means you can't really fight the Sentinels. Speaking of things you can't really fight, Guilty Spark, again, he is completely invincible. Even if you fire a rocket right at him, he'll just shrug it off. Very durable little robot buddy. Now, when you hear that alarm blaring, that tells you that you've succeeded, and you want to get to the top floor as quickly as possible. I'm grabbing ammo, but honestly...
That's it. The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of decay, we should have 15 minutes to get off the ship. We don't have much time. We should move outside and signal for evac. Accessing schematics. There's a service lift at the top of the engine room. It leads to a Class 7 service corridor that runs along the ship's dorsal structure. Hurry!
Some Flood might follow you in here, but you can just turn around and kill them. The Sentinels stop spawning at this point. Definitely make sure you have some rockets left. When you hear that elevator come down, you want to back up, because there's a squad of Spec Ops Covenant. Don't be fooled, yeah. As you can see, there's 2 Spec Ops elites there. What's bro doing? Well, I'm glad he decided to stand in the fire like an idiot. Made that easy for me. Alright. Ammo is no longer really important. It's all just
Cortana to
running
Echo
from here.
419. Come in, Echo 419. Roger, Cortana. I read 555. The Pillar of Autumn's engines are going critical, Foehammer. Request immediate extraction. Approach the crash site and be ready to pick us up at External Access Junction 4C as soon as you get my signal. Affirmative. Echo 419 going on station. Echo 419 to Cortana. Things are getting noisy down there. Everything okay? Negative. We have a Wildcat destabilization of the ship's fusion core. The engines must have sustained more damage than we thought.
Analyze. We have 5 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now. Activating final countdown timer. When it reaches 0, the engines will detonate. The explosion will generate a temperature of almost 100 million degrees. Don't be here when it blows.
Alright, so I know it looks like I was being an idiot, but first I had to show off that there were health packs there. Second of all, I find that it's best to kill a little bit of time because immediately after you exit in the Warthog, there's a big battle between Spec Ops, Covenant, and Flood. There's a lot of plasma grenades being thrown around. It's better to just wait for the two sides to kind of kill each other, just so you don't get stuck. That might sound like cope, but I promise the spazzing around was on purpose that time. Don't worry, I do plenty of stupid things later in this Warthog run. But yeah. From this point on, ammo doesn't really matter, although I'd recommend hanging on to the rocket launcher just in case. When those Sentinels come, you want to take the side paths because the Sentinels are really good at flipping your Warthog over. Something about their beams. Just kind of avoid doing jumps when there are Sentinels around. Now, this was a mistake I made. There's a shortcut to the left, but I overshot it, so I ended up taking a bunch of unnecessary damage. But not a huge deal, because vehicles give you a passive defense bonus just by being in them. Yeah, a little bit of a shortcut. There are two shortcuts in the mission. You need to take at least one, I think. Oh, that's another thing. On Legendary difficulty, normally the timer is 6 minutes. On Legendary, it's 5 minutes. It's really not a big deal. You have plenty of time. I drive like... I'm terrible with the Warthog, but I still have like half of it left to spare. I swear I'm a good driver in real life. It might not, so I kind of make a mistake here. Well, not really, but it's better to go around because those Spec Ops grunts can very easily just skip you and make you... There's no checkpoints in this whole part, so if you die, you gotta start it all over. So, try not to die. Speaking of that, good thing they put that Spec Ops Elite in a shade turret, because he'd honestly be way more threatening outside of the turret.
Wait, stop! This is where Foehammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Okay.
Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade. Say again, evade. I hit. Mayday. Mayday. What the hell? I can't hold her. I can't hold her.
Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route. Ship's inventory shows 1 Longsword fighter still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it.
Yeah, you might have heard there was a Banshee bomb that went off. You don't want to linger in that area to mourn poor Foehammer too long, because those Banshees will attack you. You do get a checkpoint there, and the timer will always be about 2 minutes. Careful with these grunts, because they have fuel rods, so those can kill you. Helites are pretty harmless. That's actually not the shortcut. That tunnel right there, it leads to a little Easter egg. Well, I mean, it is a shortcut, but there's an Easter egg inside of it.
Ahead, there's a gap in the trench. At top speed, we should be able to clear it.
Oops. That's embarrassing. Well, I mean, it would be if it wasn't the Halo 1 Warthog, I suppose. It controls like complete shit, but it's okay. I can still make this job.
That's the ship! Move! We need to get aboard now!
Alright, so last Prisma pro tip, you want to go on the left side because in the middle and the right, Spec Obsoletes and Flood are duking it out. There's 2 shade turrets above firing down too. So, but if you... There was a Flood coming in behind me, that can sometimes happen. It's not a big deal. There you go. Halo 1 on Legendary difficulty.
We're cutting it close!
Here we go.
Come here, you mother... Oh, this is it, baby. Hold me.
Shut them down, we'll need them later. Fancy a look?
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We
Well, then we
did
better
what
go
we
back
had
for
to
it.
do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo, it's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.
By the way, you probably already know this, but if you know Clip, to see what he looks like without his helmet, the developers just put another helmet under his helmet. But yes, that's the end of Halo 1. Honestly, I would probably consider that my second favorite Halo game besides 3. It's old but gold. Definitely a very solid experience all the way through. There's even enjoyment to be had in the level keys. Now, so for whatever reason, 343, actually, they removed the original credits from the game. They also removed the original start menu, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah, they removed the original credits, so I found footage of it on YouTube and I edited it in because there's a, you know, Halo was doing a Marvel before it was cool. There's a post-credits scene. Also lets us listen to the Halo theme. But yeah, that was Halo 1. We'll probably be starting Halo 2 as soon as I can. I'll just warn that Halo 2 is substantially more difficult. Not always in ways that are necessarily fair. I hope that by clearing all these levels with single-digit deaths, I've proven that, you know, I'm not just mad because bad. It's Halo 2. Basically, it's like if the whole game was like that level of keys. but we'll get to that. You know, I still enjoy Halo 2. Has a lot to like about it. It definitely is the most flawed of the Bungie Halos, probably. What to say? You know, there's so much I would say. It's hard to pick. I guess I would start by that scene with Johnson and Lily hugging it out. That is, you only get to see that on Legendary difficulty. It's not. It kind of starts a tradition. There's always in every Halo game. Well, not every Halo game, but most Halo games they had a scene that can only be viewed on Legendary, usually in the ending. But yeah, I should be beginning. There's no reason I couldn't begin Halo 2. I guess it's just, I'll probably die a lot more. I don't know the game as well, because I didn't... My disc copy of it stopped working, and my parents wouldn't, like, give me another one. By the way, that's the post-credits scene, so... Little guy really is durable. He managed to escape the Halo ring. How about that? Now you're probably wondering why there's like 4 minutes left of video. That's because... well... I gotta show you my gamer score. No, I'm just kidding. There's a little Easter egg I wanted to show off at the request of a fan who asked me to show it. Yeah, so I replayed the level real fast on easy. By the way, yeah. It also lets me show off this, so we're right before Foehammer dies.
Wait, stop! This is where Foehammer is coming to pick us up. Hold
There's nothing
position
stopping
here.
you from just driving right past.
Cortana to Echo 419.
Echo 419! She's gone.
Yeah, it's a good way to get a bit of a head start, because the timer is always set
Shows one
for
longsword fighter is
2
still docked
minutes
in launch bay 7.
on
If we move
Legendary,
now, we
3
can make
minutes
it.
on lower difficulties, so good way to get a head start. Now, right when you see these fuel rod grunts go into the tunnel, and then you want to make well, you want to stop in the tunnel, but I just drive out, just to show you where it leads. Yeah, you go in here, and there's a single grunt. He's not hostile.
Good thing that food nipple's waiting for me at the starship. Cause, man, if I worked up a big, grunty thirst.
Fun fact about this guy, he's the only Spec Ops grunt with a plasma pistol. But, I don't know. I don't find that guy as charming as most of the fan base does, I suppose. Thirsty Grunt is overrated. No. I don't really care that much. It's just a fun little Easter egg. What is Bro doing there? Oh well. Now,
Move!
yeah.
We need to get aboard now!
I make a little cut because there's one more thing I want to show off. Well, first, I did want to show kind of what the right and center sides look like. There's elites nestled in here, kind of fighting Covenant. There's Spec Ops elites mounting the shade turrets. By the way, that part of the song is actually... people don't usually linger this long. The part of the song where it goes da 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 da, that's actually not from Halo 3. That's actually in the original as well. Although the piano part afterwards was added in 3. But yeah, I just wanted to show off what happens if you let the timer run out. So stay here for a little bit. Just wait the timer out. I can tell you how much I appreciate all of you watching the videos. It really means a lot to me. Oh, got a weird graphical glitch on the screen there. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, this was always just a fun project, but I do appreciate you watching these and giving me feedback and stuff. Makes these a lot more fun to make, that people are actually engaging with them. Fire Emblem engaging with them. See you in Halo 2-y.